Say now.
Hey now, say now, Stephen A. Smith, Bob Myers, Kendrick Perkins, I'm Malika Andrews. Tonight's matchup, it features the only 2 active players with 3 MVPs, the only 3 guys to average 27 and 7, and 4 of the 7 all-time triple-double leaders in league history. The list goes on and on, so let's get right to it here on NBA Countdown and take a look at some impact pairings presented by Papa John's. Tonight, it'll mark the 4th game Luka and LeBron have played together. Things got off to a fast start in their debut when they defeated the Jazz here. The Lakers were a plus 17 when LeBron and Luka shared the floor together. But the next 2 games, they didn't go quite as smoothly. LA lost to Utah and Charlotte, who are both trending toward having top 5 picks this summer. Luka had as many turnovers as shots in those 2 losses. On Thursday, however, the Lakers got back on track, a win over the Trailblazers. Without Luka, LeBron became the first player with multiple 40-point games at age 40 or older all time. But it all needs to mesh and blend together. It's been a little bit up and down here, Stephen A. Early return still. But what needs to happen for Luka and LeBron to find success here, sustained success?
Well, the first order of business is for him to get healthy and to get in some kind of basketball shape, because clearly he is not. We know that he's only played 3 games since Christmas Day, and this is a man that was out of shape when he was playing regularly. So imagine how out of shape he is now, considering that reality that we face when it comes to him. We know that he's a superstar caliber player. We know what he can do. We know that because of their basketball IQ, collaborating together, they'll figure out whatever they need to figure out, but it starts with him being available. The best availability, the best ability is availability.
Bob, you obviously have been at the helm of teams that have multiple superstars here, like the Lakers are trying to do with LeBron and Luka. Does it take a star maybe taking a back seat? Someone needs to help the other assimilate?
Yeah, it does. I mean, look at Miami when they had Wade and LeBron and Bosh, and they stumbled out of the gates. Everybody overreacted when Curry and Durant had to figure it out together. Kyrie and Luka last year, they didn't even make the play-in. They didn't make the play-in, nothing, out of the playoffs. I think they're going to figure it out, Malika. The question is, can they figure it out in time for this season? And LeBron doesn't have 5 more seasons to go. Everybody says he's going to play next year. That's great for us, great for the game. He doesn't want to forego this season. So if you're a Lakers fan, if you're in that organization, you're saying, we want to compete this year, but that's hard when you put 2 stars together. Talking to Rob Pelinka, the Lakers GM, he said Luka has been a fantastic teammate thus far. He's focused on his teammates. Sometimes you can overdo that, but he's also showed great discipline. A lot of the conversation out of Dallas when he got moved was he didn't work hard. That's not what I'm hearing from talking to them. He's putting all the work in.
Well, I mean, he don't have a choice. He don't have a choice but to work hard, right? Because when you think that something can't happen to you and it happens to you, then all of a sudden it's a wake-up call for Luka Doncic. And you're right, we honestly can't answer this question until Luka get in basketball shape, until he get in shape and have some level of accountability. Now, it got me thinking, right? Well, what did Nico Harrison see behind the scenes that made him say, this can't work with Luka? Right? A guy that not only is the general manager and running things for the Dallas Mavericks, but a man that also worked at Nike for years.
19 years.
Been around Kobe Bryant, been around LeBron James.
Jordan.
Been around Jordan.
Yep.
So he knows greatness, and he knows what...
You know what... You're wondering what he thought. You know what he thought. They kind of said what they thought the problem was.
I know that. So now this is on Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss and the Los Angeles Lakers. The question is, who's going to hold them accountable? Is it going to be Magic Johnson? Is it going to be James Worthy? Is it going to be Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss? Who is Luka going to listen to? Until we see some action take place and him get into shape, we honestly can't answer this question.
I want to say this real quick. This is absolutely positively no knock against Luka Doncic. I'm not talking about him right now. I'm not talking to him. I don't want to hear a damn word about all of this stuff about how he's working hard. Stop. The kiss and the tushes, and then stop it already. He just got there, okay? He hasn't even had an opportunity to pass gas. I don't want to hear anything about that as of yet. He got to get back on the court. He's got to get healthy. Let's see what he does. When the Lakers want to jump out and say he's working hard, I mean, he's giving all his... What would you say? Would you tell us if he wasn't? Would you sit up there after just acquiring him in a trade where you trade away Anthony Davis? Would the Lakers come on national television and say, you know what, we don't like his work ethic? Would you say that already? Of course you wouldn't. So stop it. Let him get healthy again, get back on the court, and then we'll see.
But in fairness, I do want to get some details on exactly what it is that he is doing right now as we bring in our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what more can you tell us about how Luka is trying to integrate himself with LA?
Look, the integration has been a lot
around his leadership and also working through the most significant injury of his NBA career, the 1.5 months that he missed with a calf strain. And in talking to people in that Lakers organization, in the front office, they've been impressed with how he's been able to try to learn about his teammates on the fly. They feel like he's very LeBron James-esque in the way he's tried to really get to know his teammates. He wants to make them better. I know what Stephen A. said about his work ethic and what everyone at the desk is saying about his work ethic, but listen, he has been putting in daily work on the court, in the weight room, even to the point where he went to Cabo over All-Star break, and sources told me he worked with Scott Brooks every single day while he was there. The Lakers found him a gym, a facility to work out in, and he did that. Listen, guys, his work regimen, his work ethic, and leadership, those are the two attributes that are going to signify his Lakers era in L.A., and we're going to see it on display starting again tonight.
So working out with Scott Brooks, the Lakers assistant coach. Shams, thank you.
Nobody said a word about his work ethic. We're saying for the Los Angeles Lakers, we don't want to hear you talking about that as of yet because he just got there, Shams. So when I'm thinking about Rob Pelinka, I'm not talking about Luka. I'm sure Luka's working. I'm sure he's trying to get himself in shape. I'm sure he wants to get out on the basketball court with LeBron James and show his skill sets. I'm saying that Rob Pelinka and the Los Angeles Lakers, he just got there. It ain't like you would tell us if he wasn't working hard. So just stop it. Let's see him play on the court, and it'll be the judge.
At the end of the day, we're talking about a star who the only players in NBA history who have averaged more points in a season are Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. That is the type of star that the Lakers can get in Luka Doncic once he fully recovers. But they're going to have their hands full regardless tonight, and not just because they've dropped 13 of their last 14 against Denver here. The Nuggets have been on a roll as they seek their 10th straight win, which would be the longest in the Nikola Jokic era. Their last 7 wins, they've come by double digits, the longest streak in Nuggets history. And Denver's offense has been thriving the entire season. Stephen A., get this, right? Denver averaging the 2nd most assists per game in a season in NBA history, and the most since the Showtime Lakers when they were led by Magic Johnson in 84-85 there. And this Nuggets team has been led by another 3-time MVP in Jokic, who is having possibly the best season of his career, averaging career highs in points, assists, also shooting 45% from beyond the arc. So the Nuggets, they were the 9 seed in December. But, Stephen, what have they proven to you in this turnaround that's catapulted them all the way up to 2nd in the West?
Well, listen, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint. We're talking about the Denver Nuggets, right? This is what we're talking about here. Have you seen Jokic and what this brother has been doing? Have you seen Jamal Murray over the last month and what this brother has been doing? I'm looking at both of them now in their winning streak, 9 games. Jokic is shooting 60%, 62% from the field, averaging 30. Jamal Murray's averaging 27 on 56% shooting. When those two brothers get it together, when they are clicking, the Denver Nuggets are a championship team. It's just that simple. You look at them and you say, who can't they beat? You know there's some teams that could take them, but you also know you can't definitively say there's a team they can't beat when Jamal Murray and Jokic together are on their game.
And you're right, and it's that guy right there. It's Jamal Murray, really. I mean, Jokic is going to do what Jokic does, and he's been doing it for a lot of years, and I expect nothing less in the playoffs. But if Murray, the year they won it, Murray showed up, played the best basketball of his career when they won it. He didn't do that last year in the playoffs. Jokic did what he does, but if Murray can come along, like you said, Stephen A., if he can play the way he played when they won the championship, they can win the championship again, without doubt. I do worry about the depth. They've had to play a lot of young players. They are thinner than when they had Bruce Brown. And KCP gone now, too.
Green.
And Jeff Green. A lot of guys that helped them win a championship. But I do think in a series, and if we're throwing it out there that far, Oklahoma City, Jokic, I know Shea is fantastic, but in a series, I'm not sure there's a player to fear more than Jokic.
I agree. But look, even before they won the NBA championship, Jamal Murray and Jokic were always knocking at the door of being a title contender. When they finally got through that door is when they got Aaron Gordon, right? And I look at this season, when they finally started to play some good basketball, that's when Aaron Gordon got back into the rotation. And when you think about the two-man game, the two-man games around the league, man, look, this is one of the best two-man games around the league. And Jokic and Aaron Gordon, I mean, they feed off each other so well. This is one of the main reasons why it's so hard to double-team Jokic in the post. Look, he just knows him. He knows where he's going to be. He knows where to cut off of Jokic. Look, nice reverse.